Welcome back to our class. Today we're going to learn about part 2. You know about what chapter, right? So about part 2 is the old man of Europe. You must see, this is not a man, this is a kingdom. So let's look at the Ottoman Turks. The Ottoman Turks were very strong. They conquered Istanbul, which means Constantinople. And they have also conquered others. They stretched above the earth. Very good. But now the Ottoman Turks began to weaken because that the leaders of Ottoman Turks do what? Spend many money and do what? That they please. I was like this. I wanted a feast going on every night. And not every day. Sometimes when something's happening good, like that. And they are always sitting down and resting. Sometimes they even do this. Sometimes they even write a paper folder to let him fold paper swamps. And also to let them make 13,000 swamps and sometimes 13,000 crowns. Crowns? That's very hard to make that. Who afford that? And the money of Ottoman Turks are still running so much out that the Ottomans have to borrow other continents' money to pay the soldiers and just to pay the soldiers. So that is what it's like going on the Ottoman Turks. And the one that tried to go and capture it was yes, I remember. Yes, Russia, right? Russia tried to conquer Constantinople years ago, right? We know that. And now Russia's army was still on the coast of the Ottoman Turks. It was winter time, and the snow and ice fluttered all around. It was 10 below 0 degrees. What's that? And so it is also cold enough to froze the soldiers' fingers off and their toes off because they were wearing sandals, not boots of winter shoes. And then also their leader was sick. He has high fever for several days. Several years. So he often always go to bed, and he was always fed by a nurse or cook. But he decided to wake up to greet the visitors and they're going to come and give him advices to conquer the Turks. That's the last one. That's not the point. And then his official heard a cough in his door. He said, "Here we go up." So his general go and visit him. And then he says, the general says, "The old man of Europe." We know that I will explain what this old man is. The old man of Europe is sick, and then he will soon sleep in our hands. Sleep in your hands. Okay. And then at first, the general doesn't know what he's talking about. Is he talking about hand, or is he an old man and very sick? Like that. And then after he talked on everything, he thought he understood that his general was talking about the Ottoman Turks. Like that. Ottoman will soon be in Russia's hands. And so Russia was also hoping that Britain will help him and be his ally instead of being his enemy. So Britain ignored Russia's complaints and beggars because Britain is not an ally of Russia. And remember, Britain is already against Russia. He already fought a war against Russia. Remember, one day we talked about that Britain and France attacked Russia and led him to give all of the lands that the Russians conquered from the Ottoman Turks. Remember? Remember about that. That is called the Korean War. Remember? I can still remember. In your head. Or in your cage. And after the Korean War, Britain still was trying to fight a war against Russia and conquer Russia too. All Britain wanted is to conquer Russia. The Ottoman Turks that were very, very poor. They were penniless because all of their money was flooding all the way to their emperors, right? And the emperors used all of the money to go and nothing. All the time. The poor people often have to obey him and do what he pleases, even if he says, "Go and chop your head off," or "Go and get your eye out," or "Go and pull your tail out." Are you sure? Or go and kill yourself by chopping off your head. Forgive me, it's good luck that I'm not under the Ottoman Turks. So the people always obey him, and they're always penniless. They were hungry, poor, and ragged. Most of them, and the king, Shah I was a cheerful man. He loved going on feasts, dancing, watching plays, and he also loved Harry the Harry the VIII. He also loved to watch people's execution. Remember about Henry VIII executed 6 of her wives when her wife doesn't give her son and they just give her daughters. First was Elizabeth, then was Mary the First. Remember, Bloody Mary. Then he was always being very, very greedy. Many people didn't love him, and he also had a problem. 3 of his kingdoms ignored him and do what they pleased instead. And then these roads are going to be a big war. Russians are going to attack. The Russians want a plan that if the rebels, they will wait until the rebels are fighting, then the rulers will just fight back with it. Then they will maybe kill all of the Christians in Ottoman Turks that were loyal to Russians. And then the Christians have to fight and protect themselves. They formed a plan to attack and conquer Ottoman Turks. So, when the rebellion comes forward, and when the plan outcomes, Russia still can conquer because Britain attacked the Russians and also protect the Ottoman Turks. Ottoman Turks were so happy that they gave Britain all of the money that they had. Britain's the kings, Britain's the way. And so as this all go on, Britain also wanted the Ottoman Turks. So he used this plan. He first protect the Ottoman Turks. Then he will ask the Ottoman Turks will maybe give their land to Britain, right? And then here is the war really going on. The king is dead from the battles. His doctor said that he had been strangled, but a British doctor said that he had been murdered. What was the truth? How did he die? Was he died in battle? Was he murdered? Was he strangled? Or maybe people think like because someone got his eyes out and then cut his nose like this because his one chunk of his nose is missing, 2 of his eyes are missing too. Maybe that make him dead. I think so. Now there's a new king. His brother, Kanzisa II, inherited his throne. Kanzisa worked hard to make the 3rd man of Europe to get well and better. He made new schools, built new schools, and make the Ottoman Turks much well and better. But then, even though a monk protested him about the man of kindness, luxury, and famous. But he still cannot defend his country from the Russians. The Russians have always loved the Ottoman Turks, and they are hoping that they can attack the Ottoman Turks now and then conquer them for all of the land. And it did. The Russians took most of the land away and were getting near to Istanbul itself. The Ottoman Turks firmly agreed that they were in Russian hands, and also the king of Russia, the king of the Ottoman Turks, agreed to give up his throne. And that's the end of our war, right? See you next time on chapter 9. Bye.